Pete here from K4 Motor Works. So we're doing another test today on the AC24 Azure Dynamics motor, induction motor. We have the adapter off, we have the coupler off, and we're going to run it up to see if there's still a vibration. If there is a vibration, there's a problem inside the motor that will need to be addressed. If there is no vibration, then it was the coupler, the taper lock coupler. But first, I also swapped out the wires for the temperature sensor, or what should be the temperature sensor. And I'm hoping that the temperature sensor now works. So I'm going to set that, turn that back on, and see if we get a fault. That'll be the first thing we do. So, power on, power on. So at the moment it's not showing an error. Diagnostics up, and I'm showing no error. So I'm going to go ahead and spin the motor. Oh, well, no, can't say no error because I have it turned off. Well, let me turn it back on. Motor and temperature control. It's off and it is now on. Nope, it's still an error. Okay, so we're turning it off. So not sure what that is. So temperature control is off. Those wires apparently aren't the right ones. So my encoder wires might not be 100% correct either, but enough to actually be running the motor. So that's a thing. So okay, let's go ahead and see if there's any vibration in this thing. Damn it. We do have a vibration. So I do not know what's going on inside the motor. Well, blow me down. Don't know. So I'm going to hook up the other motor, see what's going on here. Okay. So we have the AC50 motor connected up. I'm going to check and see if we have a vibration. I don't believe we will. So I'm going to turn this all on. I'm going to turn my temperature sensor on too, because we have that. So everything's on. Parameters, motor, temperature control, and on. Okay, so we're pretty much set here. So I'm just gonna put the hand on the motor. No vibration at all. Okay, well, there's our answer. So we're going to have to take the one motor apart, and we're going to go ahead and install this one into the Vanagon. And that's the best I can do at this point. So there it is. Did my testing. Now we know that the vibration is not from the coupler. So it's somewhere in the motor. So maybe the motor, maybe a bearing died. Maybe it's from that. Maybe it got dropped. Who knows? But it was in the Porsche, and it was vibrating even in the Porsche. So the issue has been with this motor, with the motor that we just tested, not this one, but our our Azure Dynamics motor, has had that vibration issue for quite some time. So yeah, that's all I can say. So Pete here from K4 Motorworks, and we'll be back soon with adapter plate and all that hooked up, and we'll see about getting ready to go in. I'm going to try and clean up some of the aluminum here. I'm not going to paint anything. I'm just going to leave it as is because it's going to be a work vehicle. We're not like taking it to the show or anything like that. So there's no need to worry about that stuff. Decided to pop the end plate off of the motor. So inside the motor looks really good. But there's one issue that you might be able to point out if you look. So it's got a fan here. Not sure where it's going to blow any cold air because there is no vents in the end plate. But typically, somewhere on here is going to be balancing weight. And that balancing weight happens to be right here. And it's like a piece of clay, hard clay that sticks. It is formed to like maybe fit down inside here somewhere along the balance point. So what I need to do is I need to find a motor supply locally, take this armature out, and go have them balance the armature and put a new weight that's not going to come off. Because this weight coming off threw the armature off balance. And everything else looks nice and clean, pristine, clean. So I want to keep it that way, and I want to keep it that way. So we're going to have to cover it all up. But while we're at it, I might have new bearings put in on both ends, and maybe a new encoder on the far end once we get to that point. So I'm going to have to undo the wires in the box, fish them out, and yeah, so that looks pretty good. Really liking that. So not all is lost. It's just a matter of getting a new balance weight that's not going to come off. So that's the issue. It's just old, and so the balance weight is just came loose from a lot of heat and cold cycling and came off. So we need to figure out a way to remedy that. So we will. In the meantime, though, I'm going to put the AC50 in the Vanagon until we get this resolved. Then we'll go to that other extreme. And I'm also going to try and figure out, since we're in it and open, we're going to figure out the temperature sensor wires and proper encoder wires, just to make sure that's all correct. So that's the latest. And yes, it did take a pretty heavy-duty hydraulic puller to pull this bearing off, and will probably require a press, which I have, to put it all back together. So that can be done. So I'm going to show you the end plate. So this is the end plate, like so. and then turning it upside down, the bearing, and then it's an oil sealed bearing. And this is the piece that keeps the bearing in place. And so yeah, it's looking good. So it looks like there's a little inner spacer race thingamabob. So we'll make sure all of that is clean and in place when we get ready to get this motor back together. So for now, I'm just going to get a cover. We're going to tuck it away and get back to it a little bit later. So I'll look up some stuff. So there we have it. We found our vibration issue. And thankfully it wasn't. See, what I was thinking and hoping is that it wouldn't have been a broken tab. So since it's not a broken tab, just a piece of clay that came off, we're good to go. So we're gonna call it a night for the Azure Dynamics, and we're gonna get focused on the AC50, and we'll get that all going here real quick. That should go real quick, next day or two. Talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching.